Man overboard is one of the more common emergencies that a mariner may face during his or her career. Someone might have slipped and fallen overboard, but it is actually more common than you might think to have an individual actually jump from the vessel. It is very unlikely that you will be present at the moment the individual goes overboard, meaning you will not actually see it happen. What you will most likely see instead is a group of passengers gathered together on the deck, panicking and/or behaving oddly. As with any other incident or emergency on board, your first task should be to go outside to assess the situation, to determine what is upsetting the passengers. As soon as you have determined that someone has indeed fallen overboard, you must work with the passengers to locate them in the water. The speed of the moving ship combined with the time elapsed since the person has fallen might make it extremely difficult to get a visual on their position. But once you have spotted them, you must immediately point to them and keep your eyes on them at all times. If the ship turns, you will track their position with both your eyes and finger, and under no circumstances will you stop looking or pointing at the individual in the water. They might be a good 400 meters or more behind the ship at this point, and if you lose sight of them, you may not be able to locate them again. The next thing you must do while keeping your eyes and finger fixed on the individual is to yell as loud as you can that there is a man overboard. You must keep repeating the words "man overboard" so that everybody around you can hear, and you will hopefully attract the attention of other crew members on the vessel. If you hear someone shouting "man overboard," never question it or assume it is just a drill. Your responsibility in this situation as the second responder is to immediately locate the source of the commotion and to launch a life ring off the vessel in the direction of the individual in the water. You should be able to locate them by following the first responder's finger and eye line. If the first responder happens to be standing near the life rings at the time of the incident, they should toss one into the water first. But it is more important for them to keep a visual on the individual if the life rings are not nearby, saving this task instead for the second responder. The third crew member to arrive on the scene has the responsibility of running to the bridge and informing the captain that someone has fallen overboard. Time is of the utmost importance in a man overboard emergency, so you mustn't let anyone or anything slow you down. You must run as fast as you can and even physically push your way past people if necessary. Once you arrive at the bridge, you must inform that captain about the emergency and provide them with as much details as possible, including which side of the vessel you last saw the victim. The captain must make a quick decision about the best course of action to take, so the more details you can provide them with, the better. Every vessel is different, so it will be up to the captain to decide exactly what happens next. They may choose to circle the vessel around the area, put the craft in reverse, or do a Williamson turn. They need to be careful to keep the victim clear of the ship's propellers, and to not create any kind of undertow that might drag them under the boat. These are all reasons why it is crucial for them to have as much information as possible in order to make the right call. The captain should also radio a Mayday distress signal to let all the other vessels in the harbor know that there is a man overboard situation. A man overboard emergency is always a Mayday situation. Never assume the individual who has fallen over will be able to get themselves out of the water on their own. Even if they seem to be a strong swimmer, they may have factors such as rough currents and/or cold water temperatures working against them. They also might be panicking or could potentially be impaired on drugs or alcohol upon entering the water. It cannot be stressed enough how important time is in a situation like this. All other action on board the vessel ceases until the individual has been rescued. Once the captain has informed the other ships in the harbor, all of their activity will cease as well, as they join to help in the rescue effort. A human life is on the line, and it is yours and your crew's responsibility to do everything you can to pull that individual from the water before it is too late.